Before you came round, my heart would never be much faster.
Hi guys, welcome back to my lovely channel. As you see in the title, today is the day where I speak a little bit about my miscarriage and how I found out I was pregnant. So grab some popcorn because this is gonna be kind of a long video. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I'm not gonna go into so much detail just because I want to keep some stuff to myself. Today is more like a natural kind of day. I don't have makeup on. It's been too hot to be wearing makeup. So for further ado, let's get into the video. I hope you guys enjoy this, and yeah. So to get started with this video, well, I got pregnant with my first baby on around March. I found out I was pregnant on April 1st. I always got my period on time, so my period always came on the 1st of every month. And 2 weeks before my period, I started getting some cramping, which is kind of normal because I get some cramping before my period. So I was like, I didn't even think I was pregnant. Me and my boyfriend, we kind of tried a while ago, but then we kind of stopped trying after I never would come out pregnant. I would always take pregnancy tests and they would never come out positive. So I really didn't think I was pregnant this time. It didn't cross my mind at all, so I wasn't worried at all. My boobs were really sore. Again, I didn't know the difference of pregnancy soreness and period soreness, which both of them feel exactly different, and now I know because I'm in my second pregnancy. So if you ever get pregnant or if you've been pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. You know that it's way different from period soreness to pregnant soreness, but I didn't know at the time. So my boobs were really sore. I was really sleepy, but I didn't think much of it. I just thought I'm extra sleepy for no reason. I remember April 1st, my period didn't come all day. I woke up that morning though, and I felt super sick and nauseous, but I thought maybe I have a hangover because I did drink the night before. I wasn't able to eat any food. It just, certain foods made me sick, but then again I thought maybe it's because my hangover. That whole day I was expecting my period and it never came. So I remember I had an extra pregnancy test and I was just sitting in bed with my boyfriend. But I just remember thinking I should just sneak myself to the bathroom and take the test real quick. I know it's going to come out negative. I was so positive the test was going to come out negative. I go to the bathroom and I'm sitting there waiting for the results to pop out. And and not once in my head that I think, oh, it's going to come out positive. So when it came out positive, I kind of just I had no emotion. So I remember texting my sister right away, I just took a test and it's positive, and they're like, you better not April Fool's me. It was April Fool's when I found out I was pregnant. Told my mom. That was the first person I told. She told me to keep taking more tests, which I didn't. We ended up going to the doctors. So I went to the doctors. They confirmed my pregnancy. They gave me a due date, December 7, 2018. My baby was supposed to be here. So that first night though, when I first found out I was pregnant, when the test came out positive, and I still have the test, but when it first came out positive, I couldn't sleep all night. I just kept looking at the test wow, this is really, I'm really having a baby. And when I went to the doctors and they gave me my due date, I think it hit me way more harder. This is so real. Baby will be here this year, December 7, 2018, and I was I'll have my little baby in my arms. So I just I kind of accepted the fact that okay, I'm gonna be a mom. 2 days after I found that I was pregnant, I was about I was a month pregnant, 4 weeks pregnant. So 2 days after I found that I was pregnant, I started bleeding. But then again, nobody really knows the cause of it. Doctors tell me usually it happens, when it's your first kid. Sometimes it happens because your body knew that something was wrong with the baby, and instead of dealing with the whole dealing with the baby being sick and all this stuff, my body just rejected the baby, and Plus, that whole month I was stressing and I was drinking. I didn't know I was pregnant. I felt like something was wet down there, which I didn't want to think much of it. But when I checked, it was blood, and my heart kind of dropped because I was like, that's a good amount of blood. It wasn't a lot, but it wasn't also spotting. It was just like lightly period blood. I texted my mom, I texted my boyfriend, and my mom said, you know, we should just, you know, well, first she told me if you keep bleeding, we should go to the doctors right away. But I hopped in the shower because I was bleeding and all that, and it stopped. The bleeding had stopped for a while. Then after a while, it just started all over again. I remember going to the hospital and I waited there like almost all night just for them to tell me they couldn't really see nothing because the baby it was too early to see anything. So all they could tell me is go on bed rest, and if I keep bleeding, to go to the hospital again. I remember I was on bed rest and then I got up to go pee. I was scared to do anything. I was scared to just go up to the bathroom. I was scared to like just do anything. I'm getting emotional. I'm so sorry, guys. So I was just scared of doing like anything at all. And I remember going to the bathroom, and not once did I brought out a blood clot, not once did I have bad cramps, or not once did I bleed a lot. So it was like weird that it was a miscarriage. But then again, I was so early in the pregnancy, like, you know, it was just everybody's different, so I didn't bleed as much and I didn't have so many symptoms of it. So I remember going to the bathroom and I always checked my pad, and then I saw this little blood clot, and I'm pretty sure it was the baby because right after that I did not feel any symptoms, and the very next day I went to the doctors and they confirmed it. But I'm pretty sure it was the baby. I don't know if you guys know, but about 4 weeks or 5, they're about like the size of a chia seed, a sesame seed. And the way the blood clot looked, it was like a little long like string, like, you know, blood clot. And then on the very, very tip, it was a little white dot, but it was visible. And when I saw that, my heart kind of dropped, and I grabbed my pad. And I took it in the trailer, even though it sounds like disgusting, but to me it was like not disgusting. But my boyfriend was just like, you know, like ill, because it legit looked like a blood clot. And like I took a video of it and I sent it to my mom, and like I was just like, I'm pretty sure this is my baby. Like my mood completely like it like dropped. And then my mom was just like, I'm sorry. My mom was just like, you're overthinking it. Like everybody was just trying to be positive. Even my boyfriend told me like, calm down, babe. Like you're just stressing. Like you're overthinking it. That's like, why do you think that's the baby? Like just stop stressing about it. Like I'm pretty sure like you're fine. So I was like, okay. I tried to stay calm. My mood completely just got killed. Like I was so happy and then my mood just got killed. The next day I decided to go to the doctors because I wasn't calm. And the very next morning, like my boob symptoms and like just everything was gone, and like all I can think about was like, fuck, like I just have this feeling like I miscarried. And I was completely calm the whole day. My mom was just telling me like, you know, sometimes symptoms come and go, and I have heard of that. So I went inside and I started telling them everything. They started doing all these tests. They told me they were gonna do a pee test and a blood test to check my HCG level. My HCG level should have been like high, like not as high, but it should be like around 800 because I was like 4 weeks, you know, somewhere about that. So I was just waiting in the room for my results to come back, and I just had so much bad anxiety. I remember the doctor coming in the room, and it was for the pee test results, and they told me, well, your pee test results came out negative. And when he said that, I feel like this lump on my, you know when you want to cry like right now, and you just feel this like gut feeling of crying, you're just like choking on it, like you're just like holding it in. And I was like, oh, okay. And they're like, but don't worry just yet, we're gonna check your blood results and then we'll come back and tell you. So when they came back and told me my blood results, their face just, I just knew something was wrong. And they told me my HCG level came out negative. I'm so sorry. When they told me that, I'm such a strong person. I'm so sorry. I'm such a strong person. I usually like don't cry. I try to hold everything in. I don't like people seeing me cry. So when the doctor told me that, I actually like, I felt the urge to cry so bad, but I just held it all in, and I was like, oh, really? I was like, oh no. I didn't know what else to say, because I didn't want the doctors to see me cry. So then they were like, we were thinking maybe it could have been like a false positive. And I was like, well, I took the pee home test, and I also did the doctor's pee test, and they checked my HCG level, and it all came out positive. So I don't think it was a false positive. I could also hear the doctors talking by themselves, like they think it might be like a false positive, but they were saying like they don't think it was, like they think I did miscarriage. I remember my mom was just sitting next to me, and she saw my reaction, and she just looked so worried. When I told her, she was just like, you know, like sad. She saw me crying, and like she couldn't help but cry as well. She told me that she's been through it and that she understands me to like just let it out. But I'm the type of person that I kind of get angry. I'm just like, okay, like I don't want to hear you say that, because I don't want to cry, and I don't like people seeing me cry, because I don't like people feeling bad for me. Oh, honestly, like I hate that I'm crying, you know, but I feel like I just wanted to share this story with you guys, because I know a lot of girls have been through miscarriages and wanting to have another baby, and they lose hope because it's kind of like hard. But God blessed me. God blessed me with my rainbow baby. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to share this story because I know maybe I could help somebody else, you know? Just how I don't know if you guys watched the Bram Bam, when she put her pregnancy announcement and talked about her miscarriage and talked about her rainbow baby. I just cried, especially when she put the little quote that said, at the end of every thunderstorm there's a rainbow. And it's just like, because I really understood her. Like, I've been through what she's been through. And just like how she posted her video, because she knows a lot of people have been through the same thing, and it's like, you're not alone. Like, there's so many girls that have been through this, and I never thought I would ever go through it. But I think that was the hardest times of my life. I remember I couldn't help but just cry, and I still had a tonal one, just like my dad and my mom and my sisters and my man. I would always look at my test, because it was just like so mind-blowing how, oh fuck, it was so mind-blowing how things like change so quick, like in a blink of an eye. Like, my test is positive, but I have no baby in me. I mean, my HCG level was going down really, really fast. A P test was already coming out negative in less than a day. My level was at 40. They gave me all the papers and all the forms so I could keep track of, you know, my HCG levels, which came back at 40, which is really low for about 5 weeks, which is a negative. When I came home, my boyfriend was just hugging me. And I feel like it just hit me hard, because in my head I was like, December 7th, I will have my baby in my arms. That's part of the reason why I just like completely shut myself out of YouTube. I was really going through it. My baby would have been here this year. It's just so sad, like just going through a little miscarriage. Okay, so I had to take a little break. That whole month just went by. April just went by, and I was always just like, fuck, like sometimes it just still hits me, like I'll look at the test and I'll tell my boyfriend, like, it's just so weird, like it's positive, but like where's my baby? I was expecting my period on May 1st. 2 weeks again before my period. Since I knew the symptoms from the last one, I knew how my boobs looked and how they changed and how they felt, like everything I kind of like knew. My boobs started feeling sore. At first they feel like a period soreness, they just feel tender, but then after days and days went by, my boobs felt heavy, and that's how they feel when you're pregnant. They just feel heavy and sore, like heavy. And I started getting cramps, and I was like, I think I'm pregnant. Like, I just had this feeling, and then I was sleeping a lot again. Like, it was like all my symptoms were just hitting me like right away. So I kept saying, like, I want to take a test, and everybody kept saying, like, just wait till your period like misses. What if it's still like your symptoms from your last pregnancy? But I was like, I doubt it, because everything came out negative. So this one day, my friend took me out to like eat, and we went to where my sister worked at the time. She worked at Wingstop. So we went to visit her, and then after that we went to this Walmart that's right next door to her Wingstop. And I bought a test, and I couldn't wait till I got home, so I just took it. And this was a day before my period was supposed to come. So this was like the last day of April. And I took it. Like, I just took it, and I remember waiting in the Walmart stall, and it came out positive. And my heart, like, this time I had like a reaction to it. I kind of like wanted to cry, but I held it in because I didn't want to cry at Walmart. I wanted to let all my emotions out, like, in the car with my friend, because she waited in the car. So I was just like, I knew it. Like, I knew I was pregnant again. So I walked out, and while I was walking out, I just wanted to like bust out in tears. And once my friend like saw me, I showed her the test, and I just started crying. We went to Wingstop, and I told my sister. Then I got home, and my boyfriend was like, so did you take the test? And I just looked at him, and he kind of knew by the look. He was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just like such an emotional wreck right now with these hormones. But he was like, I love you. And I was like, I love you. And then he was like, I guess we're doing this. And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah. This pregnancy is so much different than the last one. Like, I have so much support from him. But yeah, I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks before he left to boot camp. And I was honestly like so happy. This is my rainbow baby. And like, we're so happy. Like, me and my man are so happy right now. And these past months have just been so hard. Going because like being pregnant, such an emotional and physically like roller coaster. It's just so hard going through all of this alone. But you know, at the end of the day, I still have him and have his support, and I get to see him August 10th. So then I went back to the doctors, and they told me that my HCG level and my p-test came out positive, but they weren't so sure, so they wanted to like do more tests, which they did. And then I finally went back to the doctors, and then I saw the girl doctor. Came in, she asked me more questions, asked me my symptoms, when I was supposed to get my period. She said maybe I'm getting all those symptoms because I probably have something, part of the last baby in my stomach still. So they wanted me to go to this other doctor and to check what was going on, because they didn't think I was pregnant. But I knew my body. I knew I was pregnant. I told them I took a test, and it came out positive. Which I gave them all my papers where it shows my HCG levels, which was 40. And they hadn't looked at that, which kind of made me mad, because they were just assuming that I wasn't pregnant without really going into details. And I was like, but are you sure? She's like, well, your HCG level was kind of high, but not as too much of a difference of your last HCG level. But she didn't remember my last HCG level. So since I kept insisting and insisting, she said, I'll be back. I'm gonna go look at your last papers. So when she came back, she looked all confused, and she was like, I think this is a new pregnancy. And in my head, I was like, I kind of knew it. Like, I kept telling you that. But she was like, your last HCG level was 40, and now your HCG level is at 800. So she's like, congratulations. And I was like, yeah, I knew I was pregnant. And then that's when I started going to my appointments. This pregnancy has been super hard, especially doing it alone. And then I overthink so much, and I just want everything to be fine with my baby. And I get scared, like, what is wrong? But like, everything's been fine. So this was the story of how I found out I was pregnant with this baby and how I miscarried my last baby. So yeah, so give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys for the support and thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry I was crying so much. It was really something kind of hard to talk about. I never really talk about this. So yeah, I don't need any negative comments. So if you have any negative comments, I will block and delete. But thank you guys for listening to this. For those who have been through this, just know I got your back. My Instagram inbox is always open for advice, and I'll talk more about this baby next video. Bye.